Hey guys, it's Nicole. I'm getting ready to work on, I guess, what is going to be my October 20, to figure out what year this is. Yes, 2014 month in review. I kind of knew in the back of my mind that I was going to go ahead and pull papers from my mind's eye. They had a couple years where, in my opinion, they could do no wrong, and I bought doubles and triples of a lot of the lines that I liked, and that has left me with at least 2.5 to 3 of these cropper hopper things filled with my mind's eye. So it was just kind of an easy thing to be like, you know what, it's older, I can immediately think of some of the older lines that I loved enough to buy a bunch of, so I know I've got plenty to work with. So I just decided to go with that. And then when I was getting ready to pull everything together, I noticed something. I noticed I had doubles of a couple of my pictures. So, excuse me, I've got a cold. I'm kind of kicking myself over that, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably taking maybe this one and covering it with pattern paper and kind of using it as an area to embellish. That way, because I kind of feel like if I just ignore it, to me it's glaringly obvious that they're there, and I don't want to end up doubling it in the journaling as well. So I think I'm just going to try to find a way to sort of cover this and hope it works. And then when I was doing my photo editing and stuff, and again I was looking at those samples that I had printed off of Nichol Magouirk's blog, and I don't have them in front of me right now, but I just kind of looked at them, got a good idea as far as what I wanted to do with my photos, and I just did a really quick sketch just showing that I wanted some pictures up here, I wanted a break for my journaling explaining what the different photos were, and then a bigger block of photos, and then I'm just going to put the month and some stuff up here depending on how much space I actually have to work with once I kind of lay everything out. And then because it's October, as soon as I was kind of thinking about which papers I wanted to use, this was the pattern that I was like, oh, this one. For some reason, to me, it's just fun and it's fall-ish as far as colors go. I'm not a fan of this, but I kind of went with this paper to sort of pull things that matched. Almost everything is going to be from Stella and Rose, and I believe it's the Mabel line. So I pulled, this is again from Mabel, this pretty blue, and I do like both sides, so I'm only going to be cutting like strips and stuff, so I can probably end up using both. I liked this tone-on-tone orange, not so much this, just because this is not a pattern that I normally like to begin with, but I do like this. I feel like it's a nice tone-on-tone. This was one of my favorite patterns. I probably got 8 sheets of it. It also has that aqua colored tone-on-tone, but I pulled it for this side. Oh, I'm like, why did this? I'm not a fan of this, but I think in small doses it could work, and it's the back side to this pretty stripe. And I typically, when I pull papers, I try to have something that has a lot of the colors from this collection in it. That's just how my mind works. I can't, like, if I had just pulled these 4, I would have a really hard time working with it without having one of these. Excuse me. And then as I was going through my my mind's eye things, I knew that I wanted something that I could print out a description of what my pictures were, and so I grabbed this like notebook type of paper, and it's got a white wood grain. I probably won't use that side, but this is from On the Bright Side, and it was a newer My Mind's Eye collection. This was kind of the end of where I was in love with My Mind's Eye. So I have some stuff that's a little bit newer than this, but Stella and Rose, Collectible, like Lime Twist, like those years, I was all over it. So I might try to challenge myself to do all of my month in review layouts from 2014 with my Mind's Eye stash. Okay, so got all this going. I went through, this is from a different color line in the same collection, but I pulled it because this is pretty neutral and some of these are pretty neutral and I want to get them used up. Excuse me. And then apparently I liked these enough to buy 2 of, and I just pulled a bunch of their little like phrase stickers that I thought went with the colors, and then I had a couple of these that I thought would work. Okay, and then when I was digging through my stuff, I grabbed these. I thought, you know, maybe. Same thing with these little clips. And then I saw that I had these 3 buttons. Obviously this red one won't match, but I thought maybe these, and then I noticed I liked them enough to buy 2. So I want to try to get these 2 used up, and then maybe I can just tuck this one in here and I might use one of these dark brown ones. And then as far as stamps, I literally just grabbed anything that I thought was fairly generic. I think I grabbed this one just for one word that I was playing around with subtitles and stuff. This is a My Mind's Eye stamp set, and I do believe it came out around the same time as these, but I like it because you can make your own like little label stickers, because like I noticed this is almost completely used up. Like I like their little label stickers, so I figured I could always stamp, I don't need the date, but I can stamp some of these if I feel like I need a little something here and there, because I don't really have a whole bunch of embellishments for this. I'm not even sure where like the die cuts and stuff are that match this right now. I grabbed this for a couple phrases. I have these 2 from Carrie Bradford that I'm trying to remember to use because they're pretty new, to me at least, so I'm trying to remember to use those. And then I just ordered these, and I like some of the things on here. Like I thought I could include, you know, hello October memories or something like that, and I liked this banner and some of the sayings and stuff. So I just kind of grabbed a bunch of stuff, and I'm gonna kind of see what happens. So as far as supplies, I may end up pulling some more stuff out of my stash, especially if I find some of the little die cuts that went with this line and stuff. But that's it as far as supplies that I've pulled, so I'm gonna put you guys on fast forward and see what this ends up becoming. Alright, so to get started putting the page together, I just went ahead and trimmed down my photo collages and just kind of started trimming some sort of wide strips of the pattern paper. And I will tell you, after going through the beginning of the video and showing you all of the things that I thought I was going to use, I ended up not using most of it, and it was sort of because I was trying to participate in an online crop, and one of the challenges was a sort of mad dash 45-minute time frame to get a layout done, and I thought, oh, I could probably get this done in 45 minutes, especially because the host was giving us an extra 15 minutes to do journaling. So I thought, oh, that gives me, an hour to get this done. Okay, turns out I am apparently the world's slowest scrapbooker, because the entire time I just was like, in my mind, like I could not focus, I could not sort of come up with a game plan in my mind as far as where I wanted to use all of those embellishments and stamps, and I just kind of was trying to get the basic parts of the layout done and on my page in that time frame. And I want to say, I think I went over a couple seconds, and then I was sort of kicking myself because later on you'll see the video is going to jump, like a big jump,
as far as what I have on my layout. So you can see here I've got my title, I've got my journaling. I forgot to hit record on my camera. That was another thing that was kind of throwing me off with the 45-minute time frame. So I think when I do another one of these month in reviews or scrap lifts or anything like that, I'm going to sort of just slow my process down and kind of focus on what I want to get done. You can see I did go ahead and cover up one of my duplicate photos with some extra pattern paper, and I'm going ahead and trimming another little piece to cover the duplicate that was in the other photo block. Excuse me, I cannot for any reason manage to kick this cough. I have had it for almost 2 weeks. I feel bad. I'm waking my husband up at night because I can't breathe and I need to cough, and it's just one of these things where it's like I feel fine, but I keep losing my voice and I can't stop coughing. So I'm hoping I can kind of get through this video without losing my voice. So basically all I did was I added some label stickers, I added some enamel dots. This sticker I decided to just trim out the banner and sort of use that to embellish one of my little squares that's covering a photo. And that was pretty much all I had time for. The stripe strips, I did take a scallop border punch, and hopefully you can kind of see more of the details in the photos. I ran into an issue when I was cutting out the title, so that took up some time, and it wasn't what I envisioned it to end up as being, but I'm happy with it. It's done. I have so many photos done for the month of October, and I kind of know where I want to go with the next one. So thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you next time.